Y fue alrededor de esta área, en estas vías del tren, en donde el patrullero arriesgó su vida con el fin de salvar al hombre que se encontraba inconsciente en ese momento. Y aunque muchos lo vemos como un acto heroico, él indica que solamente estaba haciendo su trabajo.
Besides the flu shot, washing your hands can decrease those chances.
Yes, Sydney, Millie Wong sent an email to many universities and news stations exposing herself as part of this cheating ring. Now, we know that the ringleader had been sending her exams to complete for students from BYU, UCLA, among other universities. This happened through an app called WeChat, and as far as we know, the students were all Chinese. BYU is aware of the situation, and they are taking it very seriously.
Me encuentro en la ciudad de Mill Creek, en donde justo detrás mío, en una de las casas que se encuentra a mi lado izquierdo, ocurrió un tiroteo hace unas horas. Según la policía unificada, una mujer les informó esta mañana que su novio había recibido disparos y no sabía por qué. La investigación del caso continúa.
I talked to a doctor dedicated to save the lives of opioid addicts through an alternative recovery process that involves medication.
She had called me and said, you need to come and get your stuff and get out of the house.
A professional, a family member that gets hurt and then hooked.
I was trying with everything that I had, and everything that I had was not enough.
That's what happened to Alema Harrington, former BYU football player and KSL broadcaster who became an opioid addict after experiencing many physical injuries.
It is one of, if not the only diseases, will try to convince you that you don't have it.
Harrington still remembers the day when he realized that his addiction had become a serious problem for him.
And my daughter is crying and my wife is yelling at me. And I remember having this thought like, wow, man, something is wrong with your priorities.
Dr. Amy De La Garza, a doctor in Salt Lake City, recently felt the need to come up with an alternative to opioids, such as an addiction recovery process that may be more efficient to some. De La Garza's focus was to create a medically directed and integrated experience that allows patients to recover from this addiction through special medication.
Recovery looks different for every person, and some people might need medications.
De La Garza believes that even those with a minor suspicion that they might have opioid addiction should reach out for help.
You don't have to hit rock bottom to recover.
Meanwhile, Harrington says to those who were once in his place to recognize that they need help and to act.
The only way that we do recovery is to face that truth and admit, like, I got a problem.
If you or someone you know is struggling with substance abuse, you may call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
Docenas de estudiantes se reunieron hoy a las afueras de esta escuela para pedir que les regresen a su director. Alumnos lo describen como alguien bondadoso, trabajador y sobre todo justo. Approximately 200 students walked out of West High School on Tuesday, most of them upset that their principal had been placed on leave. According to the Instagram account titled West High Spam, which is monitored anonymously by West High students, Ford White was put on leave after the school found out that he had brought some students home, students that he had found drunk outside of the building. Principal White is a friend to all of us. I know he cares deeply for us. I don't think that it's fair that he was put on leave just because of this. I mean, he was just trying to help them. But not every student who participated in the protest was happy with the outcome. Some thought the way other students handled the situation was very immature. It was so fine until some students began to throw things at each other. Then I think it got really pointless. Meanwhile, the school refused to comment on what could happen to Principal White. All I can say is that he was put on administrative leave on Friday, November 15th. I can't really comment any further. On the school's website, Principal White mentions that being a principal for the school has been a dream come true and that his job has to be the best job ever. We really want him back. In Salt Lake City, Cristina Bolaños reporting for Univision.